Namaste everybody, welcome to UDAYA'S classroom. In today's class, we are going to talk about an important key points about the calculation of interest on capital. Come, let's get started with the class. Calculation of interest on capital. Just few points, that is very important points we are going to discuss in this session. The first point that I have for you is no interest is allowed for the partner's capital. Why no interest is allowed for the partner's capital? When it is not mentioned in the partnership deed. In the agreement deed, if it is not specifically mentioned about the interest on capital, there will not be any interest for the partners. So for the capital what they are contributing to the business, they will not get any interest. So this is the first point. The second point is interest on capital will be distributed to the partners under two conditions. The first condition is the partners contribution to be unequal. A would have been invested 2 lakh and B would have been 3 lakh. So unequal amounts when the partners contribute in the business, and next is their profit would be equal. So unequal amount they will be contributing and they will be sharing equal profit. So in this case interest on capital will be calculated. And the second case, equal amounts, all the partners will be contributing equal amount of capital in the business and they will be sharing unequal profit. So under these two conditions, interest on capital will be calculated. Easily you can remember: unequal contribution, equal profit. Equal contribution, unequal profit. That's all. So under these two conditions, interest on capital will be calculated. Okay, the third point that I have for you is interest on capital calculated on the opening capital. This is very important point you have to remember. Always if someone asks you to calculate interest on capital, means you can calculate interest on capital only with the opening capital, that is beginning capital. So beginning of the firm, all the partners would have been contributed capital, right? With that opening capital only we can calculate interest on capital. So if I ask you calculate interest on capital by giving some other capital at the end of the year, what you have to ask me, where is the opening capital of the firm? So without the opening capital we cannot calculate the interest on capital. So if the opening capital is not given to calculate interest on capital, we need to find out the opening capital by keeping the closing capital of the firm. And the next point is opening capital is not given. That is what I have explained now. So when the opening capital is not given, it should be worked out with the help of partners closing capital by making adjustments. What kind of adjustments we have to do? By writing the closing capital of the partners, we have to add up the drawings and we have to deduct their profits, and their additional capital we will be deducting. So if we do all these adjustments, we can find out the opening capital. So keeping the opening capital, we can calculate interest on capital easily. And the last point is no interest is allowed. Again, why the no interest is allowed? When the partnership deed is silent about the interest on capital, interest on capital is silent, we will not be giving any interest for the partners for their contribution. And again, no interest is allowed. That is when the firm incurs loss. At that time, the firm will not be giving any interest for the partner's capital. Only when the firm earns profit, interest on capital is allowed. So you have to remember, when the deed is silent, Partners will not be receiving any interest on capital when the firm has incurred loss. The partners will not receive any interest on capital only when the firm earns profit, and when it is expressed in the agreement deed, the partners will be receiving the interest on capital. With this point, you should be very clear. And other point, always we can calculate interest on capital with the opening capital. If opening capital, if it is not there in the question, we need to find out the opening capital keeping the closing capital. Having understood all the important 5 points about the interest on capital calculation, we will end up this session today. I'll meet you in the next class. Till then, it's bye from Udaya.